Hi everyone, Anat Kessler here with a new video tutorial, and today I'm going to show you how to make a flip flap album, mini album, which is a stack of flaps, one on top of the other, that creates a mini album. Like always, you have all the measurements and the cutting guide in the description under the video. There is a link there, you just need to click it and then download it. So our first piece is piece A, and we're going to attach piece B to it. So piece B, we're going to score it at 6.5 to create a little tab. Then we're going to apply glue to that tab and attach it under piece A like this. So this is our first flap. It's a top flap, and this is how it looks. Opens to the top like this. Make sure everything is straight and glued properly. I like to use liquid glue. You know that already. Now our next flaps are going to be piece C and D, and we're going to score both of them at 4.5 and 4 5/8. We're going to create a little spine here to compensate for the thickness of all the flaps that we already done, the two that we already done. So we're going to apply glue the same way to the tab of the first piece, piece C, and attach it under piece A like this, aligned with the top edge. So that is a half or a part flap because it doesn't cover the entire page. Now we're going to attach piece D exactly the same way, only piece D is going to be aligned with the bottom. So apply glue to the tab and then attach it under piece A like this, aligning piece D with the bottom edge. So you have these two flaps that open to the left, and under them a flap that opens to the top. So our next flap is going to be piece A, and we're going to make a pocket on piece E. We're going to have two pieces because one will be the pocket and the other is the flap. So we're going to score piece E at 4.5 and 4 5/8, and then we're going to fold the pocket piece in half. So first we're going to attach the pocket on the left bottom corner of piece E like this, when the flap is on the right side of piece E. I've already folded it. We're going to really align everything, and we're going to apply the glue for the pocket only on the bottom and on the right and left edges. This way we're going to have a pocket on both sides of the flap. And you see the spine that we created. We're going to apply glue to the tab up until the fold of the spine, and then we're going to attach it under piece A on the right side like this. So you see how we are building the layers one on top of the other, and we have now a pocket flap with a pocket on both sides. Next we're going to have piece F. For piece F we're going to make an accordion. We're going to score it at 1 3/16 of an inch and 5 3/4. And again, those weird numbers are because we need to make the spine to compensate for the thickness and make the accordion and have everything accurate. So we are applying glue to the tab up until the fold of the spine, attaching it on the left side under piece A like we did with all the other pieces, aligning everything. You see how the mini album is taking shape. Okay, So our next piece is piece G. Piece G is going to be a frame. Now the way we're going to do the frame is we're going to first score piece G at 6.5 and then 6 3/4. That is going to be the base of our frame. And then we're going to take that piece and mark a frame 1/2 inch around the frame, around the piece, 1/2 inch from all the edges. So we have 3 edges, and then we have the fold line of the spine that we're creating. We're measuring 1/2 inch from that as well. Basically, we are drawing a triangle inside the triangle of the flap, so it will be easier to fold it where the flap is, and then measure 1/2 inch. So I'm going to draw it with a pencil, and then I'm going to cut out the center rectangle to create my frame. I'm going to use a craft knife and a ruler. You can do it with a trimmer, whatever is comfortable to you. And then I'm going to add the extra piece. When you have a frame, you need to make a base and a frame. So I'm going to align that extra piece for the frame and cut them both together. So I'll have basically 2 frames. Hope that makes sense. I'm aligning it with the bottom, of course, because the extra piece is smaller. It doesn't have the fold, the tab, because that will only be attached to the frame and not to the mini album. You're going to see in a second. So cut out the middle triangle from both the pieces. Again, for me, it's most comfortable with a craft knife, but you can do it with a trimmer as well. And then I'm going to show you how it looks. So I'm removing the pieces. Sometimes it doesn't go all the way. So this on the left side is our flap, and on the right side is the extra piece of the frame that is going to be attached to the flap. So we're basically creating sort of a pocket so we can insert a photo in there. So basically apply glue to 3 sides of the frame. Very, very thin layer of glue on the edges, really close to the edge, like this. Not on the top. I got confused, sorry. Not on the top. We are not putting any glue on the top because that is where the photo will be inserted from. So only on the right, on the left sides, and on the bottom, not on the top. Do not apply glue on the top. And then attach the extra part of the frame to the frame flap. This way you have an opening on the top. You can insert a photo. Best thing is to put 2 photos, one back to back with the other, and then insert them so you'll have a photo on each side. Next, like always, we apply glue to our tab up and from the edge up until the fold line, attaching it to the back of piece A, like this. Isn't that cool? I love this mini album. Aligning everything, and this is how you insert the photo from the top. Next we have flap H, which is also going to be a pocket. This is a side pocket, so we are applying glue to the top and the bottom only, and attaching it to the left side where there is no tab. And for the piece H itself, we're going to score it at 4.5 and 4 3/4. By now we already need a really wide spine. So we apply glue from the edge to the fold line on the tab, attaching it to the bottom of piece A from the right, on the right side like this. Basically, we only have one more flap, which is piece I. So again, we have a pocket on both sides of the flap, and piece I, we're going to score it at 4.5 and 4 7/8. You have all the measurements in the cutting guide. Again, it's in the link in the description under the video. Go ahead and grab it. It's free. We apply glue from the edge to the fold line and then attach it under piece A on the left side. Basically, our mini album is now finished. Next, we need to cover everything with cover papers, which again, you have all the measurements in the link in the description under the video. So this is how it looks when you open all the flaps. Isn't that fun? Really cool. This is pockets. Then we have our both flaps and then the other flap. So basically, now all we need to do is cover everything with cover papers. And again, you can use some of the cover, instead of cover papers, you can use photos. Or you can add the cover papers and then photos on top of those. On some of the places, I used pieces of papers instead of cutting the entire piece to match. I use leftover papers, so sometimes I need 2 pieces to cover a flap, like here, because I didn't have a piece that was wide enough. So I added a little scrap paper like this. This is a really good way to use your scraps instead of cutting whole pieces. So I'm going to start covering everything one by one. Again, you have all the measurements in the link in the description under the video. You can go ahead and grab it there. I'm going to cover everything and then I'm going to be which is flap I, the one on the left on the top. I'm going to cover the inside. Then we need some sort of a closure for this mini album. So I'm going to use magnets. I'm going to attach the magnet to the front of the first flap here. And then I'm going to cover it with my cover paper. If you don't have magnets, you can use a ribbon instead. Just attach it to the bottom and then tie it around the mini album. Now I'm going to attach a second magnet, and I'm going to attach it to a little strap, a closure that I'm going to fold all the way around. And then I'm going to cover the back. Basically, the mini album will be ready. I really hope you like this tutorial. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click on the little bell icon to be notified when I upload a new video, so you won't miss anything and you'll be able to follow all the tutorials and make all the fun projects that I teach you. So here also I use 2 pieces to cover the back, just to maximize all my supplies and leftovers. So basically this is our mini album. It is so much fun. So we have this magnet here that closes and opens the strap. Now we're going to open the left flap. Next we have the side pocket flap, the frame that can insert from the top, then our accordion or double fold, then our bottom pockets, then our double flaps, and then our top flap. Isn't that cool? Really hope you liked it. See you next time.